Hey y'all, I'm coming on here today because I want to share with you a testimony of God's faithfulness and his ability to heal. I'm currently going through a situation where I have had to put a lot of faith in God and trust in God and just let go of my fears and my concerns and believe for his ability to heal. And I'll share that with you in a moment. But what has helped me so much with feeling this level of faithfulness this time is, or in this situation, is how God has been so faithful to me in the past. Now, I'm going to share a brief testimony of how he has healed me in the past, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm dealing with right now. So, I grew up having some health issues. I had low blood sugar as a kid, which we figured out later on is had something to do with something called carnitine deficiency syndrome, which is a metabolic disorder. It's not very common, but basically kind of affects your growth and development and your hormones and creates kind of a whole imbalance in your body. Your body does not store proteins and fats properly. So basically it kept me from being able to maintain a healthy weight. And anytime that I would get sick or go a little bit longer without eating, maybe, if I didn't eat as much in a day or a couple of days, I could tell the difference. I would lose weight quickly. And, lots of people were like, oh, that sounds like a great problem to have. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not, because my body is not well. And I could feel that it was not well for a long time. I struggled with a lot of side effects from that issue. Like I said, hormone imbalances, which caused a plethora of other issues along the way, headaches and all kinds of other stuff that I won't get into all the details of. But essentially, I struggled for all of my childhood and about from the age of 8, and then on and off throughout my teenage years, noticed a lot of issues that I was having because of it. And then in my early adult years, still lots of, ups and downs. And there were times that I wasn't taking care of my body the way that I needed to. And I was putting a lot of things in it that shouldn't have been there, that amplified the problem and created more problems, of course. And but fast forward to my later 20s, by the age of 30, I had 3 kids, and by the age of 32, I had my 4th. And about 32. So basically, I have had 4 children, and after each pregnancy, my body changed slightly, but it never normalized. It never stabilized. I never was really in a state of balance. I always had the same struggles. And I would lose weight and gain weight a little bit and then lose weight again. And it was just a constant battle for me. And it felt so overwhelming to always have to worry about, am I eating enough? And am I going to lose weight again? And, it was stressful, and I just couldn't take it anymore. So after my 4th baby, about a year and a half ago, I had gotten sick and didn't eat a lot for a couple of days. And I started noticing my body losing weight again. And I was just so frustrated and so tired of feeling this like weight on my shoulders of constant concern and stress about this health issue that I had been dealing with for so long. And I was like, Lord, I need you. I need you. I can't do this anymore. And I cried out to him. I poured out to him, and I said, God, you have healed so many times. You are our healer. You are our miracle worker. You do miracles every single day. And God, I know that my situation is not as bad as it could be. There are so many worse situations. But Lord, I come to you humbly, asking if you would please heal my body. If it is in your will to do it, I know you will, and I trust in you fully that you will heal me. And no matter what the result is, I know you're with me, you never forsake me, and you're good on your promise, and you are a faithful God. And so I trust in you, and I am going to give this to you because I can't handle it anymore. I can't take care of it anymore on my own. And I knew that I was holding on to control over my health and over my body at that time. And for so long, because it was such a constant challenge and struggle for me. So I released it all to God. And I am telling you, I firstly felt an immediate weight lifted off of me because I actually surrendered it, and I fully relinquished control over my health to him. And so not only did I feel this relief of having to be in control, but I also noticed that I gained weight back very quickly. And I actually did a fast shortly after that with my church and my husband, and I didn't eat for 2 full days, anything at all, just had water, and I had only vegetables for the other 3 days. And I did not lose any weight. And ever since that point, ever since that day, I have had no issue whatsoever, whether I've been sick, whether I've missed meals, whether I have, just been doing a lot more exercise or what have you. I've not lost a significant amount of weight at all since then. In fact, I have been able to gain weight and maintain weight with no problem at all. And my hormones have regulated so much more. I've noticed a huge difference in my cycle, in my mood, in my headache occurrences. Huge difference. And I always thank God now. I always thank him for how he has healed me, because I know that without a shadow of a doubt that he did that, because there is no other explanation for it. My whole life I struggled with it, and in a moment it changed, and that can only be the power of God. And so I tell you this because whatever you might be going through, whatever healing you might need, it might be something small as sickness, or as big as a serious disease. But God's power is beyond all those things, and he has overcome everything. And so why can't he do it for you? He can do it for all of us. He is our healer. He's our comforter. He's our miracle worker. And if you trust in that and you believe it fully, he will do those things for you. And I'm currently going through a situation where, you know, at first I was scared and very concerned, but I have since reminded myself, and the Spirit has told me over and over again, that I can trust in God because He's done it before, so He can do it again. And basically, I started having pain under my arm a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed that I had seriously swollen lymph nodes under my arm. They were quite large, and there were several of them, and it was very painful to put my arm down. I started having body just like weird body aches in my joints and in my back, and felt like super drained and really, really tired. And there were kind of multiple things happening, I think, at once. I was, you know, this is going to be a little TMI, but I was about to start my period this week, and so I think that may have created more problems during or just like amplified those symptoms in the previous week. But regardless, I started having swelling under my arm, and I could barely use it. I felt like sharp pains going through my arm, and nerve, like a pinched nerve feeling, a warm, tingly feeling under there. It was so many things. Very weird. My face was itchy, like tingling and itchy, and like from the inside, and my hands and my knees, and just the strangest of symptoms all at once. And then I went through a series of tests. I had a CT scan, I had an ultrasound, I had a mammogram, and I was actually scheduled today to go have a biopsy done. But I've been praying for the last week incessantly that I trust in God and what His will is for me and for my life and for my future. And I know that He has good plans for me, plans of hope and a future for me. I know that His will is what will be done, and that He knows things beyond what we know. And so why am I worried, and why am I not trusting in Him? And if He has healed my body before, why won't He do it again? He can do it again. God is faithful, and He wants to be glorified. And through our pain, through our weakness, He is made strong. He is able to show His glory and His goodness and His faithfulness through the things that we go through. So every pain has a purpose. Everything has value for God, because God can use what the enemy intends for evil for good, and for not only for good for others and for myself, but for His glory ultimately. And so I want to share this with you, because lots of people have said, oh, that's so scary. You must be so scared. And at first I was. I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't. But my faith in God is that no matter what the situation is, He is faithful, and He will be with me. He'll never forsake me, and He can and will heal me if it is in His will to do so. And if it is not, then there is purpose in that. And so I'm going to trust in His plan for my life, because His will is what is important, not what I want, not my plans, not my goals, not my hopes and aspirations. I'm here to serve the Lord. And so I've asked him, in fact, I asked him 3 weeks ago to use me in whatever way he wants to glorify him and to benefit others. And I said, I'll do whatever you want me to do. And I heard the Spirit of God, and you might not believe me when I say this, but I heard the Spirit of God say, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yes, I'm sure." Not really thinking about what I was really agreeing to, because ultimately God can do anything, and he will always do what will glorify him and what will benefit others. So even in our sufferings, there is purpose. But I did not go to my biopsy today. I rescheduled it. And the reason is because I've been praying for the last week that God would heal me before I had to go. Now, I have no more swelling, no more pain. My body doesn't feel weird. I still have some itchiness in my hands and my face and my knees on and off. But my lymph nodes have significantly reduced in size, and I feel already so much better. And so I was like, Lord, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to go. I'm going to see what happens, because I trust you and I believe that you are healing me. And I if I feel like I need to go back into the doctor, I will. But as of right now, I already see God's hand on me. I already see the results of my faith in his ability to heal me. And he is so good. He's just so good. And I just want to encourage you in this, that just trust him. Trust him. He knows better than we know. He sees everything. He's seen the beginning from the end. He knows it all. He knows what he's going to use you for. He knows what's going to happen in your life. We don't know any of that. We can't see the big picture. So we always want to control everything that's right in front of us, because we want to manipulate our life to get to where we want to go. But we're not here for that purpose. We're here for the purpose of serving God and serving others. And so if my testimony can help one other person, I have done something to glorify the Lord. And with that, it doesn't matter. None of the pain matters if there is purpose in it. I just think of, Paul suffering in prison and talking about how there is purpose in his suffering, because he is bringing attention to Jesus and to the gospel, and he's sharing the gospel despite his persecution that he is dealing with, and he's not afraid. He's not afraid of it, because he trusts in God, and he knows that no matter what happens, he is going to be with Jesus, whether it is here or in heaven. And so he's not going to worry about it. And just like Paul, I'm not going to worry about whatever it is that was going on in my body, because I believe for the healing power of Jesus. And I believe in it for you too. Not just for me. I believe that Jesus can heal anybody with anything. If it is in the will of God to do so, you will be healed. And if it is not, there's a reason for it. There's purpose in it. Don't forget that. There is reason and purpose for everything. You were created with a purpose and for a purpose. So even your sufferings, even your pain, even the struggles that we go through, they all have a purpose. So I hope that this encourages you today. I hope this brings you the fervor that I feel for God, the excitement that I feel for the future, because Jesus is so good to us. And so why are we going to worry about what's next? I feel excited for the days to come, and I hope you do too. I hope you have some peace and joy in your heart today, just hearing this testimony. And I hope God's presence surrounds you and His love is always with you. So have a great day and be blessed.